Have you ever rolled out of bed in the morning, wandered into the kitchen, and reached for that tall glass of water, thinking, "All right, I'm doing something good for myself today." You take a few big gulps, maybe even finish the whole glass in one go. And then, out of nowhere, you feel a little lightheaded. Your stomach feels a bit off. Maybe you're bloated, or even more tired than before. You might brush it off, right? "I just didn't sleep well," or "maybe I stood up too fast." But what if I told you, it could be that glass of water? Yeah. I know it sounds strange, but for seniors, even something as basic as drinking water in the morning can do more harm than good, if it's done the wrong way. You see, your body changes with age. Your kidneys, your heart, your blood pressure, they don't respond the same way they used to. And while hydration is essential, it's how you hydrate that could be quietly making you feel worse, even increasing your risk of falls, fatigue, digestive problems, or worse, without you even realizing it. I've seen it happen over and over again. People trying to do the right thing for their health, but unknowingly hurting themselves in the process. And I don't want that for you. So today, we're going to uncover 5 dangerous mistakes seniors often make when drinking water in the morning, and how to avoid them. And trust me, mistake number 5 is rarely talked about, even though it can seriously affect your kidneys, your electrolyte balance, and your overall well-being. Now, before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you care about ever felt off after drinking water in the morning? Maybe you thought it was nothing, but looking back, maybe it wasn't. Go ahead and comment, "I've noticed this," down below. Let's get the conversation started. You might not be the only one. And hey, if you care about aging smart, aging strong, and living fully in your later years, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Here on Healthy Senior Advice, we share simple, powerful tips every week to help you and your loved ones age with clarity, confidence, and care. Alright, ready to learn the truth about your morning water routine? Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Drinking too much water all at once. Picture this for a moment. Your father wakes up, stretches a little, walks into the kitchen, and grabs his favorite cup. He fills it to the top, downs it. Then, without thinking, he refills and drinks another. He's always believed that starting the day with water is healthy, and it is. But within 30 minutes, he feels lightheaded, a little dizzy, maybe even shaky on his feet. You help him to the chair and chalk it up to him standing up too fast. But what if it wasn't that? What if it was too much water, too fast? As we get older, our bodies just don't process fluids like they used to. The kidneys slow down. They're not as quick to flush out that extra water. And when you drink a lot all at once, especially on an empty stomach, it can throw off your body's delicate balance of salt and water. There's actually a name for it: hyponatremia. It happens when too much water dilutes the sodium in your blood. And sodium, it's crucial. It helps regulate muscle function, nerve signals, and blood pressure. When that balance is off, even just a little, it can make you feel weak, foggy, or unsteady. Now here's the problem. We've all been told to stay hydrated. Doctors, magazines, health articles, they all push water, water, water. And yes, hydration is vital. But for seniors, how you hydrate is just as important as how much. Gulping down 2 full glasses first thing in the morning might seem healthy, but it's overwhelming to the system. Your body doesn't need that much that fast, especially after a full night of rest, when your organs are still waking up. So here's a better way. Sip slowly. Instead of drinking a full glass all at once, try spreading it out. About 4 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes during that first hour in the morning. That gives your body time to absorb and respond, without the shock to your system. And if you're taking medications or have heart or kidney issues, even more reason to go slow. Too much water too quickly can strain your organs and leave you feeling worse, not better. But don't worry, drinking too fast isn't the only hidden danger. Because next, we need to talk about something that seems harmless on the surface, but can be risky depending on what else is going on in your body. Mistake 2. Drinking water on an empty stomach with blood pressure meds. Let's talk about morning meds for a moment. You wake up. You grab your pill organizer. You take your blood pressure medication, maybe a diuretic, maybe an ACE inhibitor, and you wash it down with a big glass of water. Maybe even a second glass, thinking you're helping it get into your system faster. But then, minutes later, you feel a wave of fatigue. Your legs feel heavy. You're dizzy again, maybe even needing to grab a counter or sit down before you fall. This isn't just aging. It's not just one of those days. It could be your water, your medication, and the timing. See, blood pressure medications, especially the ones that help eliminate extra fluid, are designed to lower pressure in the body. When you pair that with a large volume of water, especially on an empty stomach, it can drop your blood pressure too low, too fast. And for seniors, that's a recipe for falls, fainting, and confusion. Many people think, if I drink more water, the pill will work better. But that's not how it works. In fact, overhydrating when taking blood pressure meds can make you feel worse, and even put extra strain on your heart. So what should you do instead? Keep it simple. Take your medication with just enough water to comfortably swallow it. Then wait about 15 to 30 minutes before you drink more. Give your body time to adjust. Give the medication time to begin working. And always, check with your doctor or pharmacist. Every medication interacts differently, and your personal health conditions matter. They may even recommend adjusting how or when you take your meds based on your hydration needs. It's such a small change, but it can make a big difference in how you feel the rest of the day. And now, let's move on to a mistake that might sound innocent, but it can disrupt your digestion, your circulation, and even how your body absorbs nutrients. It's something most of us have done without thinking. Let's talk about temperature. Mistake 3. Drinking cold water first thing in the morning. Now, imagine this. A senior wakes up early. It's a warm day, and the fridge is stocked with fresh, chilled water. They pour a tall glass, icy cold, maybe even add a few cubes, and drink it down in one go. At first, it feels refreshing. But not long after, their stomach starts to feel tight, cramped. Their digestion feels off. They may feel bloated or unusually full, even if they haven't eaten yet. And that sluggish, uncomfortable feeling? It lingers all morning. You might not connect the dots at first. But here's the truth. Cold water, especially first thing in the morning, can shock your digestive system. When you drink very cold water, it causes your blood vessels to constrict. It slows down the digestive enzymes your body needs to break down food. And for seniors, whose metabolism is already slower and more sensitive, this can lead to stomach cramps, poor nutrient absorption, and even issues with bowel movements later in the day. Now, there's this common belief that cold water wakes you up, that it gives you a jolt of energy. But for older adults, that jolt is more like a shock to the system. Instead of waking you up, it puts your body under stress. Your gut slows down. Your circulation tightens. And if you're already prone to digestive discomfort, cold water can make it worse. So what's the solution? It's simple. Switch to room temperature or lukewarm water. That gentle warmth helps your body ease into the day. It soothes your digestive system rather than stressing it. In fact, some studies even suggest that warm water can help kickstart digestion, boost circulation, and reduce constipation, all without shocking the system. It's a tiny adjustment. But for many seniors, it makes a huge difference in how they feel for the rest of the day. And speaking of digestion, this next mistake? It happens after you drink water. And most people don't even realize it's causing issues. Let's talk about something we all do without thinking. Mistake 4. Lying down or sitting still after drinking water. Let me paint the picture. A senior gets up, drinks their morning water, maybe even follows it with a light breakfast. Then they shuffle over to the couch, sit down, maybe turn on the news, and stay there. 1 hour passes, maybe 2, and then the bloating starts. Their energy is low. They feel heavy, uncomfortable, maybe even a bit foggy or sleepy. Here's what's happening. As we age, the digestive system slows down. Everything takes a little longer to move through. And when you drink water, especially in the morning, Your body needs light movement to help it absorb and circulate that fluid properly. When you sit or lie down right after drinking, the water can pool in your stomach, leading to discomfort, gas, and bloating. It can also push up into the esophagus, triggering acid reflux, which is especially common in older adults. And here's something most people miss. Hydration doesn't instantly energize you. Your body needs to move that water through your bloodstream and tissues. Without gentle movement, your metabolism stays slow. Your circulation stays sluggish. You don't feel refreshed, you feel stuck. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go on a long walk or hit the treadmill. Not at all. But just a little motion goes a long way. Walk around the house for a few minutes. Fold a few clothes. Stretch by the window. Even light movement encourages better digestion and hydration. It's one of the simplest changes you can make, but it can completely transform how your body uses the water you drink. And now, we've arrived at the final mistake. This one doesn't get talked about nearly enough. In fact, most people have never even heard of it. But for older adults, it could be the most dangerous mistake of all. Mistake 5. Ignoring signs of overhydration. Let's talk about something that almost no one thinks about, but it's happening more often than we realize. Picture this. There's a senior man. He's doing his best to stay healthy. He's heard it everywhere. Drink more water. So, he makes it his mission. 8 glasses a day, maybe more. Every morning, every meal, every time he feels a little tired, he reaches for his water bottle. Weeks go by, and something changes. He starts to feel tired all the time. He's bloated, even though he hasn't eaten much. He wakes up multiple times a night just to use the bathroom. Then, his memory feels foggy. His balance becomes off. And no one connects it to his water intake. But here's the truth most people don't hear. Overhydration is real, and it's especially dangerous for older adults. When you drink too much water, especially if your kidneys or heart are already under strain, your body starts to lose balance. Too much water can dilute the sodium and electrolytes in your blood. That condition is called hyponatremia. And it's not just about frequent urination. It can lead to confusion, fatigue, muscle weakness, even seizures in extreme cases. Now, you might be thinking, but isn't hydration always good? And yes, it is. But like anything, balance matters. Water is powerful, healing even. But too much can overwhelm your system, especially if your kidneys aren't flushing it out efficiently anymore. And here's where many people go wrong. They wait until they're thirsty to think about hydration. Or they force water all day, thinking it will magically fix fatigue, headaches, or memory issues. But overhydration doesn't always show up as water weight or puffiness. It can show up as mental fog, nighttime urination, or unexplained bloating. So how do you stay safely hydrated? A few simple checks can help. If your urine is crystal clear all day, especially in the afternoon or evening, you might be overdoing it. If you're waking up multiple times at night to pee, your body's telling you something. And if you're feeling bloated, low energy, or foggy, even when you're eating well, it might be time to ease back and let your body find balance. Here's a tip that works for many seniors. Instead of flooding your body with plain water, balance hydration with electrolytes. Foods like bananas, avocados, a small pinch of sea salt in your water, or coconut water in moderation. These can support your body's needs without overloading it. And always listen to your body. Thirst isn't the only signal. Your energy, your clarity, your sleep, they all tell you how well your hydration habits are working. So now you know the 5 mistakes. They seem simple, don't they? Just water. But for seniors, even something as basic as drinking water in the morning, something we all take for granted, can have real consequences. And that brings us to something even deeper than facts or science. Because knowing the mistakes is one thing. But what do you do with that knowledge? And how do you carry the emotional weight of realizing even water can be risky? Let's talk about that. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it? That something as innocent as a glass of water, the very thing we've always been told is good for us, can become tricky, even risky, as we age. And that's what makes this so hard to accept. Because how do you explain to your aging parent that the way they've started their mornings for decades might now be hurting them? How do you tell your mother, who proudly drinks her water first thing in the morning, that it could be the reason her legs feel weak when she stands up? Or why she's suddenly more tired, more foggy, more off balance? It's painful. Not because it's water, but because it reminds us that our bodies are changing. It reminds us that the routines we once trusted without question now need to be re-examined. And that's a hard pill to swallow, especially when it involves the people we love. But here's what I want you to hear more than anything. This isn't about fear. This isn't about making you scared to drink water, or second-guess every small habit. This is about awareness, empowerment, readiness. Because once you understand how the aging body works, once you know why your father feels dizzy after chugging 2 glasses of water, once you realize how blood pressure meds and hydration interact, you're no longer reacting in confusion. You're responding with confidence. You stop panicking, and you start supporting. You stop blaming age, and you start making smart, gentle changes that actually make a difference. So if you or someone you love is making one of these water mistakes in the morning, don't feel overwhelmed. You don't need to change everything at once. Start small. Maybe tomorrow morning, you offer them just a few sips of water instead of a whole glass. Maybe you remind them to stand up slowly after drinking. Maybe you switch to room temperature water instead of cold. It's these little things, tiny shifts in routine, that can restore energy, protect balance, and improve health more than you realize. Because aging isn't about giving things up. It's about adjusting. It's about tuning in more carefully, listening more closely, responding with more thought and compassion. You're not powerless. You're prepared. You're not stuck in fear. You're moving forward with wisdom, for yourself or for someone you love. And yes, the road of aging comes with changes. Some of them unexpected, some of them emotional. But you are not alone. There is hope in knowledge. There is strength in simple routines. And there is peace in knowing that you're doing everything you can to support a body that's been through a lifetime of work, love, and memories. So, keep going. Keep learning. Keep showing up with love, patience, and a willingness to adjust. Because that's what true care looks like. And that's what makes all the difference. Let's take a moment to quickly go over what we've learned, because now that you know better, you can do better. Here are the 5 morning water mistakes many seniors make, often without even realizing it. 1. Drinking too much water too fast. Waking up and gulping down glass after glass can lead to lightheadedness and even serious electrolyte imbalances. 2. Mixing medications, especially blood pressure meds, with large amounts of water. This can cause dangerous drops in blood pressure and leave you feeling weak or dizzy. 3. Drinking cold water on an empty stomach. Cold water may seem refreshing, but it can slow digestion, cause cramping, and leave you feeling off. 4. Being inactive after drinking water. Staying seated or lying down right after drinking may lead to bloating, reflux, and sluggish metabolism. 5. Ignoring the signs of overhydration. Clear urine all day, constant urination at night, and unexplained fatigue could be your body's way of saying, too much. If you're doing any of these, don't worry. These are common. But now's your chance to shift gears. Because just being aware of these things gives you the upper hand. It puts you in control. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 mistakes caught you off guard the most? Or maybe you've been experiencing strange symptoms. And now, after watching this, a light bulb just went off? Drop a comment below and share your story. I read every single one, and your experience might just help someone else who's going through the same thing. And if this video helped you think differently about something as simple as your morning water routine, give it a like. It really helps us reach more people who need this kind of support. And hey, if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to Healthy Senior Advice. This channel is here for you. Whether you're aging yourself, caring for a parent, or just trying to understand how to support someone you love. We share practical, compassionate tips every single week, because aging doesn't come with a manual, but it can come with good advice. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. You made it all the way to the end, and that says a lot about how much you care. Remember this. Small changes lead to big improvements. So don't stress about doing everything at once. Just choose one thing to start with tomorrow morning. Stay safe. Stay curious. And most of all, stay kind to yourself. I'll see you in the next video.